Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana now in the crosshairs for a possible hurricane. Tropical storm Sally forms by the 2 p.m. National Hurricane Center update. We are tracking Sally right now going into the Gulf, now just across the edge of South Florida. Welcome back, everybody. September 12th, 2020, 2:59 p.m. And just look at this giant mess we have in the Atlantic Ocean. We have two current tropical storms going on. We have one tropical depression. Renee has been downgraded. And on top of that, we have Invest 95L down here. And then we have 97L up here. Disturbance number 3, 60% chance of cyclone formation over the next 5 days. 40% over the next 48 hours, and then back to 95L, 90% chance over the next 48 hours and 90% chance over the next 5 days. But we're going to focus right now in this video on Tropical Storm Sally, currently threatening the Gulf, could be a possible hurricane by Monday afternoon. In other words, the day after tomorrow, and the possibility of a hurricane is very strong. As you can see now, the possible landfall area is centralized between Louisiana and Mississippi, the border right there between the two states. And you can see right here by 8 p.m. Monday, they're showing the H symbol for hurricane. Sally is certainly a rainmaker. We could see here on the COD radar chart we use that this storm is thriving right now in the southern area of Florida, near the Keys as well. And if we switch over to the water vapor chart, you see those dark greens and all these bubbly storms going up. That is the sign of a very healthy storm. That is why it's projected to become a hurricane once it crosses that threshold of southern Florida and the Keys. It has open water from basically South Florida all the way to its possible landfall in Louisiana and Mississippi. And we see that hurricane strength forming fairly quickly, counterclockwise rotation, and minimal shear wind for this particular storm. Not the same for Paulette and Renee out in the Atlantic. We're sticking with Sally right now. Paulette and Renee both dealing with shear wind at this hour in the Atlantic, and still plenty to worry about, especially with Invest 95 and 97L. The reason it's 95 and 97 is because Sally was 96L and then got taken over by the stronger winds and is now named Sally. So think about that for a second. We now have Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred left for the entire 21 names picked out for the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. Soon it's going to be Alpha and Beta. We'll see how quickly it takes before we get to that part of the season. Take a look at some of these rain totals projected for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the panhandle of Florida. See that bright yellow color here? All you got to do is move your eyes over to this chart right here, and you're seeing anywhere between 10 and 15 inches of rain covering about 4 states. That's pretty significant, and that is why I'm calling Sally a clear rainmaker. The wind will be an issue as well, especially if we get to hurricane force winds, but we got to understand any sort of tropical storm is just as dangerous, especially when we're dealing with storm surge and things like that being pushed into these specific areas like Louisiana and Mississippi, with all those inlets and different waterways that go pretty deep into the cities. One thing that's unfortunate for people that are trying to read these storms, you would see this little gap here between South Florida and Louisiana and think to yourself, okay, that's not too far to travel. I don't suspect this storm getting too strong. Well, we've seen it happen time and time again. Just take a look at the intensity guidance chart here, and we can see not only do a lot of our spaghetti plots or our model intensity guidance plots bring us into that category 1 range, but some bring us into the category 2 and possibly 3 range. We know the Gulf is like bathtub water. That is exactly what these storms need to grow, and grow quickly. Any sort of rapid intensification, as they call it, is more than likely going to take place between now and the time we see landfall, more than likely quicker than later, only because once this thing stops its interaction with a little bit of land in between South Florida and the Keys, it's going to be in open water, and we've seen storms completely blow up in the Gulf. We've seen storms go from tropical storms, tropical depressions, to category 5 storms just in the distance between Cancun here and Cuba here all the way to the Gulf. So just in this distance alone, we have seen storms grow from basically depressions to category 5s. So the Gulf is very much capable of producing something out of nothing. And right now, Sally is certainly a threat to the entire west coast of Florida, the panhandle of Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and certainly Louisiana as of right now. And really quick, I have you over here on Tropical Tidbits. We're looking at the GFS model, and we're focusing in on Sally here. I'll drag the cursor back so we can get to current time, and you can see it right there. Low pressure system 1005 millibars over the Keys in South Florida. And watch what happens just before landfall takes place. And it looks like it clips Louisiana, that end that sticks into the Gulf a little more, and then hits Mississippi according to the GFS today. Again, by the day after tomorrow, we're really going to know where landfall is going to be and how strong the storm is going to be. But take a look at the millibars drop right as it makes landfall. We're at 1,002 right here as it's centralized in the Gulf. This is by Monday the 14th. And then take a look at the numbers right before landfall. We drop down to about 997 right there, 998. So we can expect a little bit less pressure than that. So the storm's going to be a little bit stronger, which is why they have that hurricane warning going on. And soon, if not in the next couple hours, we're going to see tropical storm warnings in other places, such as the Panhandle, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. Right now, the Keys and South Florida under those tropical storm warnings. I just want to take a second and thank you all that have donated to the channel, all of you that have bought merchandise, and all of you that continue to follow and watch these videos. It means a lot to me. If you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps. I enjoy putting this info out to you on a daily basis, and I hope all of you are safe. We're going to have a long few days coming up, not only with Tropical Storm Sally, but the clear-cut peak hurricane season we're currently dealing with 3 named storms out there right now, 2 and 3 more possibly on the way, with only 3 names remaining before we get to that all-too-popular Greek alphabet list. All right, my friends, thank you so much. I'll talk to you all very soon. Be safe. Bye-bye.